John Elite here. I am the world's best day game coach. 461 laid poll testimonials. And a lot of people are in lockdown. They're very depressed and they want to save money instead of investing in it. I'm going to teach you how to save enough money so that way you can afford my products. If I can bring the food cost lower than my actual product, would that be good? Let's begin. So I have a lot of food items with me, so that way you guys can save money. And I'm going to explain exactly what I've done. I have field tested this just to show you it's possible. And this is a big objection that people have. So before I go into all the food items, and I have a huge backpack here too. Look at that, all full of these items. I'm going to go into what does the human body need to sustain itself. I've always figured that if I figure out how to do this, then I'll never have to worry about food costs again. For me, I don't care about your money. The thing is that last year, 2020, I made so much money, I literally can eat lobsters every single day for the whole pandemic for the next 2 years until it's over. So having said that, now I'm going to be helping you because a lot of you are extremely fucking depressed. So we have to look at the first principles. What does the human body needs? Well, water. Okay, that's important, water. And there are things like, I was going to bring upstairs, but I forgot to put it. You need water to survive. There are things that you can use for $3. They're like water flavors and stuff on Amazon. And it gives you 24 of them that you can make your water tastier. I got one for Kool-Aid, for fruit punch, whatever. The second thing you need is protein. T-E-I-N. And I forgot to bring it upstairs. Of course I forgot something. But you will need protein. And the third thing you will need to survive is omega-3 saturated fats. Okay, fats. Without omega-3, our body will start to eat itself. And we need minerals. So how do we take care of some of these human needs? We don't need vegetables. I tried it without vegetables and I still survived. So how can you spend less than $160, which is my product, and still survive? So let's break it down. $3 gets you 24 cups of water. And normally for a drink, like juices and stuff, they cost a lot more than that. So the Kool-Aid, the water thing. Number 2, protein. I would drink a whey protein shake. Whey protein shake. There is one for $20 on Amazon for Canadians. It's a very sweet tasting one, and you need a blender. But the good thing is that you can actually mix vegetables into it in the morning if you so choose to. So how do you take care of minerals? Minerals is very important, but how can you, if you cannot afford to buy so much vitamins and minerals, how can you afford it? Well, it's very simple. The solution is a pink salt. So what is this pink salt? It's called Himalayan pink salt. Himalayan. This is made in Pakistani caves. So what is inside this pink salt is there are 86 trace minerals. 86. So that means even in your vitamin pill, there's only a little bit of minerals, maybe 10 or maybe 15 or something. This is 86 trace minerals. And that's found inside the cave. The minerals actually grow inside the cave. So this thing is only like a $2 or something. Literally put this into every single fucking food that you have. Is that easy, John? That's right. So forget about vitamin pills. Fuck that. This thing over here, Himalayan pink fucking salt. Okay, but John, how do I take care of my protein needs? Besides whey protein, I can't be drinking whey protein every single day. Well, I've done so much experimentation. You don't need carbs, by the way. Carbs don't do shit, but it's good to have it to be like a filler. Look at this. Clover leaf. This is tuna fish. You know how much I bought for 24 of this? How much did it cost? Believe it or not, this did not cost a lot of money. This cost next to nothing. This is $24 for 24 cans, $1 each. And you cannot find this deal anymore. So therefore, the other deal is this one costs $32, but roughly around this price. For $30, you get 24 cans of tuna. And, well, John, I can't just eat tuna like that. How am I supposed to eat tuna? That's disgusting. It's, well, you use what they call a cast iron skillet, and you mix butter with it, and you mix this with salt and peppercorn and thyme if you got it. And it's the tastiest thing ever. It's so tasty. So once this thing goes inside the pan, and you don't have a lot of time, if you're an entrepreneur like me, this is what they call Uncle Ben Bistro. So what the fuck is Uncle Ben Bistro? Although it's $3 right now, Canadian, sometimes I find for $2.50, I buy as many as possible. But why would anyone buy this kind of bistro? I have 3 flavors. I have field tested every single flavor out there. And the only 3 that taste good, I've tried every single one, is long grain wild rice. How does it taste like? How does this bistro taste like? It is heavenly. This thing is so good. Rather than spending 15 or 20 minutes on the stovetop trying to make some rice, you can actually make some rice in 3 minutes. Well, actually, no, 1 minute and 30 seconds in the microwave. You're like, that's impossible, John. No, and the second one is called Vegetable Melody. It's fucking delicious. And when I was living in the Pakistani mentor's mansion, that time, I bought nothing but the vegetable one because it's in the dollar store. It's hard to find. Go to Amazon. I don't make any money from this. I'm saving you money, so that way you can afford my products. The third one's called Wild Roasted Chicken. This one is fucking delicious. I would say these 2 are probably the best bet. They taste good with everything. So there are other forms of protein that's available. Hopefully I brought all this shit. If I didn't, I fucked myself over. Okay. Let's open up the stuff here. Oh shit. I knew I forgot something. I knew I fucking forgot something. Okay. So besides this is one source of protein. You can eat this and you can intermittent fast. I let my students eat within a very short window of opportunity. Now let's see if it's over here. Hopefully I brought it. If I did, I'm fucking stupid. Ah, fuck. Yeah, I forgot to bring the thing. I'm supposed to bring other things, including steak and potatoes. Steak and potatoes and chicken. Should I redo this video? No, I'm not going to do that. But basically, they're a small canned food. So you look at Amazon for protein. You also canned foods. So it looks like this, okay? One of them says steak and potatoes. So you can literally mix the steak and potatoes with this. And now you got a meal very quickly. But John, I got time, right? I'm not an entrepreneur like you. Then a white rice will cut your food costs from these things entirely. For me, every minute of my time is very, very valuable. I cannot afford to waste 1 single minute. Okay, that's great, John, okay? Now we got this covered. We got the water with the water flavoring from Kool-Aid. And we also got the omega-3. So where will you get omega-3 from? Because the human body needs omega-3. Hey, what's up? To build hair follicles, it needs omega-3 for focus. And a lot of the students have very ADHD-like qualities. They can't focus for shit. You will need some form of... Hold on a second. I'm just telling somebody to fuck off right now. Okay. Fucking assholes. So basically, you can get steak and potatoes for cheaper to Amazon. After that, omega-3, you eat eggs. Simple. With a cast iron skillet, which is very cheap, just eat some eggs. So with eggs, it doesn't cost a lot of money, just like $3 or $4 each. And you get a dozen eggs or more, or 24. And protein is taken care of. So omega-3, protein, water, and canned foods. So how much does all this stuff cost? It doesn't cost a lot of money. I can actually get this canned food for only $1.50 each. Okay, $1.50. So I can buy 15 of them, 10 of them. It wouldn't even break the bank. It's hardly anything at all. really. And for this thing, it's only $2.50 each. Okay, so rice. So this is carbs. You don't need carbs. It's optional. These are only $2.50 each. So sometimes I try to buy as many as I can when it's on sale. They only let me buy 6 at a time because I don't have time to do anything else. However, the $2.50, right? You can see when you stack all this stuff up, it doesn't cost a lot of money. And what's the other thing that you can do is if you need more carbs every single day, you want to sustain yourself. This is another thing you can do is make pizza. So that way you can have more filling. But the thing was I was eating way too much pizza. That's why the neck was looking a little bit chubbier. And I stopped eating pizza. That's how I became skinnier. But how is pizza made? Okay. Let's take this thing out of the bag. Ah, fucking heavy. Hopefully it doesn't break and go all over the place. Right here. This flour, you know how much does this thing cost? This thing is only $6 at Costco. You're like, there's no fucking way. Dude, how much pizza can I make out of this shit? You're like, no fucking way. $6? It's around maybe $7 or something with tax, $7.50. But it's that much fucking wheat. And you're like, holy shit, that's huge. You're like, okay, so now John's saying I can eat a pizza every single day. How do I do that? Well, it's very simple. For a pizza, you just need to buy a pizza stone. I got one for $30. So you put this in the oven, pizza stone, $30 for a pizza stone. Okay? And overall, so once you get the pizza stone, it goes right in the oven. It's really hot. It takes 1 hour to heat up, 1 hour. So now that you can make the pizza on top of it, but John, do I need other ingredients for pizza? Well, you want to make something called the Napolitan pizza. It's the Italian pizza, you know? The Italian pizza does not require a lot of ingredients. It doesn't. It only uses very specific ingredients. Salt. Well, you got it right here. $2 salt, right? That flour. Normally they use OO flour, but I don't recommend that. OO flour is very, very expensive. All-purpose flour would do the job. And what else do you need? You need water. Well, that's no problem. You got a tap, right? And lastly, you need yeast. Yeast. You're like, where do I get yeast? What kind of yeast works with this kind of pizza, John? Well, I'm glad you asked, because now I brought some with me. At least I remember this shit. Okay? So the yeast is over here. I use Fleischermann's yeast. Fleischermann's yeast. And a cheap can of no-name tomato can. This is only like $1.25 each. You know how many pizzas I can make out of this fucking thing? You only need a little bit, like a centimeter of this shit to make pizza. You pour it on the pizza, and you pour it on the dough, and you put it in the oven. So, of course, it's good to have a pizza peel, something that you can grab onto the thing and throw in the oven because you don't want to burn your hands. But you can just turn around one of your oven sort of cooking things, right, inside the oven, and use the back of it and just try to slide the pizza into there. So the yeast, this is called a dry yeast, active dry yeast. You can use like active real yeast, and that cooks. So basically what happens with the process, okay, so what happens with the process is it's very simple. Oh fuck, I dropped the tomato can. I have to clean it afterwards because I'm very OCD with cleanliness. But what happens is that once you make the pizza, right, you mix all the ingredients together, you just have to spend 20 minutes by hand. See, I have a bread machine, so I'm very OCD. I don't like touching all this stuff. I have to wash my hands very often. That's one of those things about me. I'm a perfectionist, OCD motherfucker. So that's why students get so much results. However, once you mix the yeast, right, over and over into a ball, right in the thing, you have to keep kneading the yeast over and over. Eventually, you'll cover the yeast inside a bowl or something like that, or maybe some saran wrap, airtight. And what happens is after you knead this stuff, it starts to grow. It grows in size. It gets so big that it becomes comical. Then at some point, you got to start cutting into pieces. You can make like 3 or 4 pizzas depending on how big it grows. But John, you can make 3 pizzas on one yeast or something? Yeah, just 3 fucking cups of flour, or 3.5, will give you 3 pizzas. You're like, holy shit. You go to Domino's every single fucking week, or Pizza Hut, tasting the most disgusting fucking pizza of your life, and guess what happens? He's like, ew, that's disgusting. I don't want to eat that shit. Well, congratulations. You can actually make pizza at home exactly the same way that Italian chefs have made in the past. And this is what they call Napolitan pizza. And using a pizza stone. And you can have the tastiest fucking pizza of your life. It's that easy. So how much does all this cost? It costs next to nothing. But John, you're probably saying, well, there's other things I want to buy, like vegetables, or I want to buy some cereal, right? Maybe I should buy some spaghetti. Well, that's what you think. But I've been field testing other cheap items. And I'll tell you why this is a stupid fucking idea. For example, I bought 2 of these for $7. But when you're hungry, you eat through this stuff really quickly. In like 2 or 3 days, you literally can put all this into your stomach, and that's fucking stupid. That's not gonna work. So I don't recommend, like, even if it comes with 2 Cheerios on Amazon for only $7, it is not worth the money. You might as well reinvest it back into the tuna fish and all these other things. John, lentils and soybeans will save you so much money. I don't eat vegetables. You understand that? Maybe in the second month. I'm just saying for the first month, people should spend the least amount so they can afford my product. Does that make sense? So they can afford John Elite 30 from hot case to hero, because they need to work on their social skills. I need to make them less depressed first. So I need to take the excuse out of their fucking mouth. Does that make sense? Sorry, I got into my Italian accent, like a wise guy here. Yeah, I'm gonna talk in Italian accent. Like, I'm gonna talk in the Italian accent, like Johnny Lee. He talks a little bit Italian. Saving on food, why not just work more to make more money? You see, some of my audience are so cheap these days. They're so cheap they cannot afford Elite 30. I got to help them, mamma mia. So, like I said, they can work more, but there are a lot of students or potential students who are really been cheap lately. I've been posting nothing but late testimonials every single day for more than 15 days. I've been posting a lay or poll testimonial on my blog, and people are not responding to it because I'm beginning to think that they don't have as much money as before. So I want to take the excuse out of your fucking mouths. So it's not about saving money. It's just, if you got more money to invest, then invest in my products. I'm happy you have a job, but there's a lot of people out there who are not skillful. They're not Asperger's, or they're not an essential worker, because there's a lockdown right now. And that becomes a major problem. Hope that makes sense. So basically, we look overall at the food cost. This is hardly anything at all. You can sustain yourself for an entire fucking month. For example, let's just do the math, okay? Let's do the math. I'm gonna use a calculator. Don't mind the Italian accent. I get into it once in a while. Like, it's just the way I talk. So where the fuck is the calculator? Motherfucker. No calculator here. Gonna break this motherfucking legs, and make him swim with the fishes, see? Okay, calculator. All right, I have it on my computer, So let's go crunch the math, shall we? So $30 for the pizza stone. That's $30 plus the flour, $7. Just for the tax sake, like $7. So plus 24 cans of tuna. Let's just say they're about $32. Okay, $32 plus Uncle Ben rice. That's only $69 already. So the tomato sauce is $1.50. Buy like 2 of them. So that's like $3. So plus $3 plus, and then for the canned foods, for the potatoes and stuff. Let's say, for example, it got like $150, right? Times like whatever, so 3, maybe $6 plus $6. The $6 plus, that's already $78 right there, and $1 or $2 for the pink salt, right? So plus 2, that's already $80. $80. You're like, holy shit. And then the rest could be bought with Uncle Ben rice, or you could buy like a big bag of Asian white rice, and that would be exactly $100. So if you want to go cheap, you just get like a big ass bag of Chinese rice in one of those Chinese shops, and they sell it for you for about 20 or $25, and then you're handled. But however, if you want to go for the Uncle Ben rice, right? How many can you get? So we can say like maybe you want to get like 15 of them. So let's see, here's 80. Okay, so I'm gonna write 80 right here. I'll do the math. Okay, we'll start over here. So they're about $1.50 on a good note, times maybe 15 of them. So at least half the month you could cover. That's $22. So $22. That's already $102. $102. You're like, holy shit. You can eat $102. That's correct. And not only that, and you can even buy like a white rice or whatever. But this is way below the $160 mark, guys. And you can have your food and you can have your, you know, whatever they say to eat it too. Whey protein, $20. You know, whey protein. So that's already $120. Right? $122. You have whey protein every morning. Guess what? You feel good, but you don't want to overdo it because you can have like gout in your feet. You know what I'm saying? You can have gout, and that's not very, very friendly. So for $120, so in the yeast itself, it costs about $10. So that's about $132. That costs less than Elite 30 from Hotcakes to Hero. So now I completely taking the excuses out of your motherfucking mouths. You understand that? I've taken the excuses out of your mouths, and you guys cannot say shit because for $132, you can have your cake and eat it too. Is that simple? Do the math. So what's $132 times 12? Let's do the math, okay? So $132 times 12. And you can always add lentils and vegetables and all that fancy shit afterwards. That's $1,584 per year. Wait, so that's it? You can actually 1,000. Fuck. Hold on a second. $1,584. Okay, for an entire year, motherfucker. That's cheaper than buying my products with Elite Access. So what's your fucking excuse? Because you spend about $500 on food costs or $400 every single month, and now I've cut it down to the essentials. And eggs. Oh, let's not factor in the eggs, right? The eggs is so $132. Eggs would be like $140. You know, you can buy maybe 1 or 2 eggs. They don't cost a lot of money. So $140 is less than $160 for Elite 60, and now you guys can all afford to buy my product. Already, the ones that already got a job, the essential workers, they already bought my products and services. But I'm looking for a new audience, so that way I can help you. And plus, I'm giving you guys an extra Skype. Not like there's one Skype, and there's like a 15 minutes to tell you which 2 supplements to get over your mental bullshit. It's that simple. Give a thumbs up if you're liking this shit. So basically, a lot of your problems, what's happening with the students? One of them, if we look at the first principles, okay, besides carbs and all this shit, let me move the carbs up. You don't need carbs to live. Fuck carbs. So, over here, you need to have, let me think, cortisol. C-O-R-T-I-C. Cortisol is a big problem in your life. Where the fuck is my pen? Here it is. So cortisol is a big problem because you have a lot of stress hormone. That's what's fucking you up. This is where you're starting to feel that you're going to go in a downhill battle. And also depression. A lot of you, because you're like depressed, snowflake cunt motherfuckers. That's the problem. Because a lot of you have autism and you're not very skillful. You're very ADHD. Unless you're Asperger's and you have like a job as an essential worker, being a technical motherfucker. The thing is that you're a lot of like depressed snowflake cunts. So cortisol plus depression is a recipe for disaster. You go in a downward spiral because there's not enough money. So now I've taken care of the money. So that way I can tell you within the 15-minute extra Skype exactly how to take care of the cortisol with the supplementation from the money left over here. For the $140, for $20, now it can be used towards the cortisol and the depression. The pill I can recommend, or the supplement I can recommend here, is only like $8 over here for cortisol. I think for cortisol, it's about like $10 or something. And for depression, it's around like $5 or something, you know, maybe $6. That's like $16. And overall, when you add and factor in the cost for everything, it is less than the price of Elite, you know, Elite 30. And I rest my case. Where's your fucking excuse? And you're looking at all the students, you look at all the students. One student has 5 fuck buddies at this very moment. In the last video, I showed you proof. But guess what? You don't even care, because you don't even care. You're just like, oh yeah, that's great, that's great. No, you don't even give a shit. But now you have no choice except to just do this. Do this and get less depressed, because I can't have you like floating around, because COVID-19 is like you're drowning. This is like a big ocean, especially when you're approaching. It's like wavy and shit. This is called the COVID-19 ocean. COVID-19, and you want to get your head above the water when you're swimming. You see that? You're swimming here. You want to get your head above the motherfucking water. You don't want to be swimming when the fishes, see? Especially when you put cement blocks on the feet and they sink all the way to the bottom, like a wise guy, So that's what you do. When you practice enough from Elite Access or using the Skype, you practice the drills over and over, which I'm going to be focused on. This is a new manifesto for 2021. From now on, it's going to be social skills and social calibrations. 2019, social calibrations. The body language was enough. But now, 2020, it's social calibrations and social skills, but mostly social skills. You see that? The world has changed. Social skills, social calibrations, emotional intelligence in game. In the past, people used to go game and then a little bit of vibing, and then they go up here, the snake up here, this body language, and they have no social skills. They have socio skills because they're all sociopaths. That's why I don't like other red pill shit. But now you have to go the other way, right here to here, down here to emotions and their game. So it's going to be social skills, social calibrations first, and then back to emotional intelligence, and lastly, game. With more of these 3 things up here, you don't need as much over here, because this is not going to work in COVID-19. Game is a value delivery system. If you don't have the value of looks, money, and status is playing a big role, and money and status is playing a big role during the pandemic, because everything is survival and replication value. That's why you need to actually have both. And over here, now you can take care of the survival value. Now you keep your head above the water, because the more wavy it gets, the more your mindsets get fucked. There's like 5 mindsets, okay? 5 mindsets. 5 mindsets. First one's how teachable are you? And how teachable are you if you cannot actually listen to what I have to say right now when you're starving to death? You can't be very teachable, can you? The second mindset is being changeable. How much can you adapt to my training? You can't do it if you're always thinking about food and you're hungry. That's why a lot of my students are essential workers, are essential enough that they're still working and they're not bothered by this downward spiral, dragging them into the ocean. Does that make sense? Like when you belt Versace. So anyways, as I'm saying, this is the formula. It's that simple. This takes away all of your motherfucking excuses. Fair enough? That's exactly what I do. What do you think of the current PUA scene? I think I have curb stomped every motherfucker in the PUA scene. I'm the only dating coach for day game in the entire fucking world in 2020 that got students laid for my products and services. I think for there's claims of bootcamp student gameries, I don't see any proof. I've never seen them teaching a student, and I've never seen a student fucking somebody, even though I could censor that. There's no proof. Only the Johnny Elite system from social skills and social calibrations is the only path forward. So if you guys are not going to learn how to swim, right? It's like the ocean, it's like a pandemic. You're never going to be able to do it. And maybe this is the best way to illustrate how it's done. What do I think about this scene? So here's Thor's hammer. This is a metaphor, okay? Thor's hammer. 1 second. You can't lift the motherfucking hammer. It'll never lift itself, okay? It'll never lift, because what's here, the rock, is the game. The game is holding you back, because in evolutionary psychology, without social skills, women are going to get creeped out. You'll be like, high-fiving, gaming, and you can't lift this. You can't lift Thor's hammer. No matter what you do, you just try everything. You can't lift the fucking hammer. But that's the funny thing. Unless you're in a third world country, like Eastern Europe, like Ukraine or something like that, or you're in Brazil, or you're in Mexico, then it's easier to lift and you can swim to the get laid for COVID-19 island. But however, if you live in the West, this thing is rock solid. You can't lift it at all. can't fucking lift it. And because you can't lift it, no matter what you do, you're just trying to lift the Thor's hammer. The game is holding you back. So if you learn the swimming techniques inside Elite 30 from Hard to Hero, if you learn the swimming techniques and you can get your head above the water, and once your head's above the water, like my new Rolex, Pepsi, I got 2 of them. So other people have to bring it into the country, getting past the airport to get my second one. This is a Jubilee bracelet. Anyways, let's continue. So you have to get your head above the water. After you get your head above the water, then you have to learn how to float. And that takes practice. That takes social skills. That takes the drills, which I'll be teaching you. And then you can finally swim forward. So you got to look at the students who got 5 fuck buddies. This guy in London, autistic guy of all things. And people are not getting results in London. They're not able to lift this. So you need to develop the neural pathways and those social skills just to float before you can move forward. And you need your mindset to be able to handle all of the ocean. Hope that makes sense. But yes, once you learn the social skills, lifting the Thor's hammer becomes super fucking easy. It'll be like, you'd be like weightlifting almost. You'd be weightlifting. This is just a metaphor. But if you want to lift up Thor's hammer, the only way to lift up Thor's hammer is through social skills. There is no other way. There's no other way, and my student is the proof. All my students, I got so many students laid that it's ridiculous. Why would you listen to anyone else? You think their techniques from third world countries is going to come on that work for you to lift this up? No. Their stuff in Tinder doesn't even work, except for tall white men. That's not game. That's not game. And you're thinking to yourself, oh, by the lockdown, could they actually get laid during a lockdown, John? They didn't get fined. Well, they still got 5 fuck buddies during a lockdown. So what's your excuse? Exactly. Exactly what I thought. There's no excuse. Want to lift up Thor's hammer? That's the only way to do it. If we won't spend any more money. Since they're all getting no results, therefore they won't spend any more money. What are you talking about? My students are getting results hands over fist. Where do you get the idea that they're not getting results? So since they are all getting no results, therefore won't spend more money. It's not about spending more money. It's more like my students are getting all the results all over the place, and you guys are not listening to it. That's ridiculous. Let's look at the evidence that they don't have. No, read my previous comment. I just finished my online course for the day and finally caught your stream. Do you think all coaches actually be out of businesses? Other coaches will be actually out of business. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes. I think right now they're already out of business since 2020. And the only reason why I was making a killing there in 2020 is because I'm the only dating coach or day game coach that has student results in day game. I was getting students laid left and right nonstop during the pandemic. So I think their business is dead. I think for 2021, it's going to be tougher still for all businesses because now everyone's locked down and everyone spent all their money during Christmas time. During Christmas, they had to buy gifts for all the relatives, and Trump did not give them a stimulus check. So they didn't give them a stimulus check. So therefore, they all fucked up. So when they look at me, they're just like, John, I spent all my money on Christmas, even though I told you not to, but you guys didn't listen. So that's exactly it. But we have to look at the student results, just in case, student results. Because success leaves clues, guys. Success leaves clues. Okay, hold on a second. Let me try to figure out the site. My site's been pretty slow lately because there's too many motherfucking testimonials. Too many testimonials. Oh, yeah. A lot of testimonials. So in the future, I'll be teaching you guys how to make pizza. I just read your blog and listened to your advice, not spend shit on gifts. Exactly. I think you're one of my students. So I won't say which courses you take, but you weren't invested like your time into them. You should have done it a long time ago. You would have, been way higher now. Always listen to John. But yes, I'll keep that private, whatever you're. But you need to eventually start applying some of the principles that you learn. Okay? You gotta start applying the principles. So the very first student that got results, just continue. Fuck, there's so much writing in my fucking blog. I wrote all this, by the way. I didn't pay like a copywriter like $500 to write all this shit. Okay, some of these things are not loading properly, but you get the point. Let's go on my Facebook. My creepy ass Facebook. You saw yesterday the 5 fuck buddies, right? But let's look at what's before then. Okay, black student pull a woman home. This is not to embarrass the women, guys. It's not to embarrass the women. But I told him not to fuck her because she had herpes. But she was cool enough to tell him that she had herpes. She gave him a choice, so he doesn't spread to his other fuck buddies. White student. Okay, this is the newest or second newest fuck buddy. Here's another one again. Remember that? And here's another one. White. Okay. Indian student got married under my training. Another student pulled a woman home. Vietnamese. He banged another Brazilian here. And here's an Asian, nice tits. And here's a Middle Eastern. So nice 5 fuck buddies. You're like, holy shit. Black student, 2 fuck buddies, Johnny Lee access. Very smart. Indian student, India, gets a lay during COVID-19. Great. 50-year-old student pulled a woman home, didn't convert. He should listen to me. You know, because he got a girlfriend before from my training, and she was like Ukrainian. So this student banged the model after his testimonial, a blonde one. His girlfriend's a model before, and also he got 2 extra lays with 2 Latinas. So you can see why with social skills that they can lift the Thor's hammer. You're like, they all have one quality in common. I can drive 3 hours work every day and rent and clothes and save on rent. Which is better? I can drive 3 hours to work every day to save on rent, or rent close to work and save on the stress. You obviously want to be closer to the location, and even closer to the day game location. If you can find a place, the day game location next to work, and because time is money. This is what you guys don't understand. Time. Just look at my fucking Rolex, okay? Look at my fucking Rolex. This is hard to get. Time is money. It's called a return on time investment, ROTI. You can always make more money. That's not a problem. I can make I got 2 of these Pepsis. I can get more, like a blue one, a Batman. Okay, I can always get more money, but however, I can never get more time. I do everything to save time. If I got Uncle Ben rice, guess what happens? I save some motherfucking time. I don't have to spend 30 minutes or 40 minutes in a Chinese rice fucking cooker. With a Chinese rice cooker, it takes 40 minutes just to be able to cook rice. But if I can cook it in 1 minute and 30 seconds, and it costs me $2.50, now it's $3, but $2.50, right? Guess what? That $2.50 is like an opportunity cost. That could have been added towards your lays. So Dr. Phil, I would say definitely move as fast as humanly possible, because you can now get the best rates ever, especially during COVID-19. People are moving out of the places. In Toronto, people are fleeing the scene like California. They're going to more rural areas. And if you're in other areas like Vancouver and stuff like that, people are just tired. And a lot of these girls are moving back home now. Some of them that migrated to other places, other provinces, are coming back to Vancouver, and that's another thing that I've noticed. And a lot of the women here are getting chubbier. They're getting chubbier. So now when you do day game, you can choose the hot ones. Does that make sense? So, exactly. So that's exactly my point. Let's continue. Student results. Oh yeah, taught another student make 10.9K in copywriting. So that you gotta learn high income skills. High income skills, status, even though it's harder during pandemic, and social skills are the new manifesto for 2021. Everything else is just a waste of motherfucking time. So let's see here. Yeah, I made a lot of pizzas over here. Let's see if there's a picture of this stuff. Hopefully a good pizza. Okay. Yeah, here's a pizza, right? So I made it by myself. A lot of cheese on that one. Too much cheese. But it has a beautiful crust on the bottom because of the pizza stone. And also, yes, I make it like almost every day. If you have nice leopard crust, right, it's delicious pizza. So I'll show you what Napolitano pizza looks like. But if you can make a pizza every day that tastes better than Pizza Hut and Domino's, right, you'll eat it every single motherfucking day, like I did, for example. Not the best pictures, but here's some leopard crust. And this is how the Italian makes it. They put the cheese into big bits like that. More and more student results, like more proof. You guys already know. Just check out my blog. Okay? I know some girls don't really like, the blogs that I posted, but it's okay with me. There's another student getting in the shower. It's not to embarrass the women. It's completely sensitive. I don't. I respect the privacy. It just goes on, not non-stop. His first fuck buddy. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, if you guys make iced coffee, right, cold brew, there's a filter for it, and I have a Sprout, and I should have brought upstairs. But that's how I can take care of all my coffee needs. I basically make coffee by putting coffee right into a big mason jar. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, it filters for 2 days. For 2 days, it makes the smoothest, creamiest coffee ever without actually boiling it. There's no oil in the coffee. So you save a lot of money. You see, it's about saving time and money. Rather than going to Starbucks or here in Canada, Tim Hortons, every single day, just to drink coffee, just to get my fix. That coffee saves me a lot of money. So I'm losing my voice. And here it is. The Middle Eastern student brought me this stuff here. Thank you very much. So I can go on YouTube Live more when he bought Elite Playbook, because he got so much results from Elite 30. And he just couldn't stop getting results. And here's his first lay, which is a Brazilian who turned the fuck buddy. It keeps going on. The entire year has been nothing. And the black student got a hand job over here. Okay? And on top of that, this piece of shit Indian motherfucker, he kept asking me for free advice over the thing because he got 2 lays out of Elite 30. He doesn't want to ask me nonstop questions, kept calling me a complete sociopath. And he's been arrested again, motherfucker. Fuck you, for free advice. You have to make the Indians all look bad, the red-eye Indians, the lower self. Got laid. Another lay here. Okay. Cambodian girl at boba shop. Okay, so that's another student that got laid. Let's see what else. So, the whole pandemic, my students just been getting laid nonstop. They've been getting laid nonstop. They couldn't stop getting laid. It's kind of funny. 1 second. Oh yeah, he got laid during lockdown too. This is the Spain lockdown. This is the second lockdown. He's still in high school, by the way. 18-year-old student. You're like, what the fuck? How do you get laid during lockdown? Well, he did. It just keeps going on and on and on. Johnny Lee dominated. Another student, Toronto, got a girlfriend, and she was a virgin. You're like, holy shit. Okay. Well, here's me in the mansion, the inner circle mansion. Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, here's a student. Here's another Indian student who basically contacted me and said, John, I got like four lays or something. 3 girlfriends for my product, half Latino, half Indian. Yeah, he got 3 girlfriends. So he sent me that and it's like, check this out. This is from the playbook. Another student from Toronto. He was one of the Queefing Casanova students, and he got laid practicing the pre-boot camp training, using his hand gestures and body language from Elite 30, from Hotcakes to Hero. So this is a successful pattern that Elite 30 has dominated. And yeah, he changed his haircut, got laid. Hold on a second. But it keeps going on and on and on. Now Stim pulled, he still needs to lose his virginity. This is during COVID, guys. Some of them during lockdowns. Let's see here. Oh yeah, here's his first lay. Okay, he made a video testimonial. You guys can see it. During COVID-19, success leaves clues, guys. Now the black student, he pulled, he didn't close. Still mindset issues. I'm losing my voice. I can barely talk. So I have to not overwork it. It'll go on forever. There's been more and more students getting results. It doesn't stop. And of course, there's the newest lay, which I can't really show. I have to censor it. Here's him getting losing his virginity, even in high school. He did in public. That's the first lockdown. You see that? Only through John Elite's system can you get laid during COVID-19 for day game, even during lockdowns. The only system in the whole world. Where's their proof of the student results? They have no proof. I can go on all day. It will never end. It can go on all day. It will never, ever end. It's just one testimonial after another. Or another Persian student, one pole and one lay, right here. It just doesn't stop. It wouldn't be able to stop. There's actually more testimonials than I realized. It'll go on forever. And you can see on my blog, right? It'll go on forever. So this is the thing for you guys. Stop making excuses. The only way you can lift up the Thor's hammer over here is through social skills. Elite 30 from Hotkeys to Hero. That's all I gotta say, guys. I hope you guys, thank you for spending the time with me. Even during the lockdown where everyone's becoming snowflake cunts. And right now, I want you guys to all get Elite 30 from Hotkeys to Hero if you don't have it. You have an extra bonus Skype for 15 minutes so I can teach you how not to drown. But that's all I say. I hope you learn something. Like I said, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this because the more students I can get across the get laid during COVID-19 swimming day game island, the more testimonials, the more money I make. More money I make, the more students I get. More students I get, the more, I put more videos out here. And then the more, and then they get more results. And then I make more money like that. But somehow lately, it seems like the more testimonials I post, the more indifference I get. So I'm calling you motherfuckers out. You should not be indifferent to my student results. Even if they're getting married during COVID-19, we're all wearing a mask. Even if they're like getting like 3 or 4 fuck buddies, or now it's up to 5. You should not be indifferent to John Elite. John Elite should not be punished because you guys are poor and cheap. Now you guys have no excuse. You should train with me because this is the only place. And what's more impressive, my student with 5 fuck buddies, or other people are like, oh, I got some Tinder lays and got 3 fuck buddies, and all of a sudden I'm the best or whatever. No, my student overcomes them. So over here, it's still censored. You can't really see anything. Yeah. That's the 5th lay. That's the 5th fuck buddy. Success leaves clues. 5 fuck buddies. He's gonna aim for 10 because he pays for a Skype coaching with me just to have an hour of my time analyzing his infields from the best coach in the world. White people or white dating coaches cannot analyze infields to save their life. Charisma king and self-proclaimed, like, nobody can analyze shit. They don't know how to analyze because in 2 Skypes, he's already got 5 fuck buddies. And he's been using Elite 30 all this time to get his very first one, or the first lay, which is the Brazilian same-day lay. And now he's turned her into a fuck buddy because of the Skypes. See, the more you get into my mental filter, the access, the better, because you're trying to swim across the motherfucking island. You try to swim across the island without using social skills and say, I know better than John. Guess what? You fucking drown, and then you get stuck. You get stuck, and that's a big problem. You're not here to get stuck. So, like I said, success leaves clues. Let's end it right here, because any longer, if you guys, after all this, talk about your excuses. You're not training with me because you're all locked down and you're all depressed and crying and your cunt hurts, your vagina hurts, right? Then get some Vagisil. Vagisil is a vaginal cream. Does that make sense? So that's all I gotta say. John Elite out. I'm starting to talk like Jordan Belfort today. I have no idea why. Hey, I'm Jordan Belfort from the Straight Line Persuasion System. It's a sales system where it's so important to learn. I'm just talking like that too. I have no idea. It's like an Italian kind of accent. All right. See you next video. And Johnny Elite Concepts will come out soon. In the free course, Pandemic Day Game First Steps. Remember, it's just a very mini course. It's like an hour or something, hour, 15 minutes. It's very, very small. It's very small. I'm not small. I'm huge. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that, and I thick like a can of Pepsi. But the thing is that it's a very mini course. Okay, a mini course. And it's not like it doesn't replace Elite 30. It doesn't replace Playbook. It's a supplementation. It's just to make that tweak. That one extra chapter I could have put into the products. I just separated them for COVID-19 for the update. And I give it to everyone for free because I'm generous. I'm not in it for the money. But however, if I have more students, they have more testimonials. Hope that makes sense. Just to be perfectly transparent. Fair enough? That's all I say. That's all I say. Seems to be a lot of people here now. Is there any more questions before I go? Because I want to make this as short as possible. So that way you guys can focus. But yeah, for all the new people coming here, I'm just telling you how you can save on your food cost. For less than $140, I show you exactly how you can save on all the money. Am I still able to safely day game with just Elite 30 using the COVID course? I'd rather you use the COVID is just to get the first step. It's called COVID day game, first steps. You already have Elite 30. They're supplementing each other. I figure as long as the students or potential students are able to make the very first approach or the first few, right? Because you can't get her to stop. If you don't follow the steps of going indirect, adaptive openness, statements of empathy, and calling out the COVID-19 elephant in the room, you can't fucking stop her. If you can't stop her, then you're just going to go out there approaching, and she's going to keep walking by and getting scared. You got to disarm the weapon. And sometimes it takes multiple steps. It's not just some fucking, hey, I want to talk to you real quick, and you grab it by the waist. That's autistic. It's not like Bruce Lee. You're just kicking the knife out of her hand. It's not like one shot, one kick, one neutral opener. That's bullshit. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So you need a few steps. Even though, if they just like Vietnam, they have to walk in the kill zone, hit and run. Metaphorically speaking, they have to do that, hit and run. That's 3 steps. Everything takes multiple steps. We are not animals. But if you can make the first approach, guess what? Then you can use your course Elite 30. And then when you use your Elite 30, guess what happens? There's less excuses. There's more students out there approaching. I want to take away all the excuses. Just like this today. I want to take away your excuses, your first steps. If I can save you that much money, it only costs you $1,584 or $1,600 a year just for eating. You can sustain yourself and you can add more to it later. Guess what? Then I can get you to focus and stop being cunts. You have not made your first approach yet. You are so resistant. That's all I'm saying. I think it's time to stop resisting. And like I said, it's a free product. John gives it away for free because John wants to help. John wants to help because John's generous. There's no obligation. Doesn't cost you anything. Just get Elite 30. That's all I'm saying. You want to fast track it, just get Elite 30. Stop being cunt. Go out there. Ask me. Okay, sweet. Exactly. First steps. This is the first step. First step, control your finances. First step, know it's possible during lockdown. Just don't get fined. My student did not get fined in London. Brian Rose got fined, but my student didn't. Be a hummingbird because social skills help you close a lot faster. When you close a lot faster with social skills, guess what happens? You won't catch COVID. And also, all my students, they macro dose on vitamin D. They use vitamin D. They take so much vitamin D months before it, so that way they don't catch it and pass it on to their family. The macro dosing on vitamin D. So I really figured all this stuff out before the vitamin D was in the news. I'm a smart motherfucker. Being Asian and all. Like we're Asian, so we're fucking smart. I already reverse engineered because California was not getting COVID-19 while New York was getting it. It didn't make any fucking sense. So me and my friend, we talked about it and we realized something. Wait a minute, they're more near the equator because my friend was in California. And however, for the other people in New York, right? Justin Wayne's country where he got COVID, right? Fuck Justin Wayne. Bullshit. So for him, he's gone now, seeking arrangements, motherfucker. He's gone because he can't supply the women for his funnels, for his seeking arrangement shit. So he's gone. He's one of the very first to leave, next to ABC's Attraction, which is completely a scumbag company that's just like an Asian cult for low self-esteem Asians. And RSD victim. RSD is for low self-esteem Asians. They're dangerous. Come here instead. I'll show you the way. You don't have to like me. You might find me too aggressive and too a little bit on the alpha side. But however, for these motherfuckers, these Asians are like, oh, woe is me. White girls don't like me. I'm Jeremy Lin. I'm Kevin Kreider, I just kind of started crying all day. Come on now, you got a male model who's basically 6 foot tall with muscles, crying like a bitch because he's Asian and has some mental. Come on, we're not here for low self-esteem. If you dress whitewashed, guess what happens? You no longer face racism. And I remember, I changed your fashion before. I changed your fashion. I'm glad you did it. So wear that whitewash fashion, even though you're in a different country right now. So I won't say which courses you taken, but you need to take the first step, the first step. That's the important thing. I need to stop speaking this Italian accent, but I hope you guys, if you guys are getting some kind of value and you're learning a lot here, as you can see in the beginning of the video, in case that you guys are watching this now, you're like, what the fuck happened? I broke down exactly how you can spend less than $160 per month to save on food costs, so you can afford Elite 30, from hard case to hero. That's all I gotta say. See you in the next video. John Elite out.